Hey guys, it's Sharon here and welcome. I am propagating strawberries today, so there's two ways you can do it. I thought I would show you what I'm doing. I decided to fill my planter here with strawberries. I'm a little late in the season, but you know, it just happens. So I already had some strawberry plants, and so I planted them here in some of these pockets. There's one here and they're coming around this side. I'll get a closer view here. Strawberries propagate themselves by sending off runners. Again, I'll get a closer picture. You can take those runners and simply take the end where there's a new plant growing and stick it in the next pocket. Make sure it's covered with a little bit of dirt. That plant will root over here, and then you can snip that vine and or snip that runner and you have a whole new plant. The other option is you can pull off those runners, put them in a little jar of water, and then again you'll have a whole new plant. So let me get close up and I'll show you what I got going on here. Okay, so I dug this strawberry up from another area and repotted it in here. It had a bunch of runners. I took one of those runners, ran it over to this pocket, tucked it down in the dirt. That is now a whole new plant. I was able to cut the runner extension off. It is a whole new plant. If you give a little tug, you know that the root has established. It had a runner right here, and so I'm going to take that runner and I'm just going to extend it over here. Sorry, it's kind of dark, we're in the shade. And I'm just tucking that down in the dirt, covering it with a little bit of water, making sure the leaf is, not water, with dirt, making sure the leaf is sticking out, but covering the root area with dirt, and it's going to root and I'll have a whole new plant. And I'll just kind of keep going like that. Now some of these are real small. You kind of want to wait until they got, you know, at least a little bit of leaf. So here's another example that I have not cut yet. Here's that initial plant. Here's the runner coming down. Here is where I have tucked it into the dirt, and I accidentally, just a few minutes ago, pulled it out. But let me show you what we got going on here. So this runner is actually, I don't know if you can see that, it's getting some roots on it. So I'm going to tuck that back down in there, press it down, make sure, I'll come out here with some water, make sure it gets some water, and then leave it a little bit longer and it'll root and it'll be good to go. This is another runner here, and it is, I think it's established. Let me give a little tug. Yeah, see, it's when you give a little tug and it's established, then you know you can cut it off. So what you're going to do is you're just going to take and snip that runner. See if I can do it one-handed here, like so. And then I'm going to go ahead and take it off over here too. And then now we have a whole new plant growing, and it actually has the start of another runner, but because it's so small, I want it to put the energy into the root. There's not really a plant down here growing yet that's going to get established, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that runner off too, so that that plant is not trying to grow another plant here. So now we've got a little plant and it's going to grow and do great. And I will just kind of keep doing that with all of these different runners. Now one thing when you're doing this, sometimes you'll get runners that are short, and you know, depending on your planting situation, I need it to be long enough that it's going to reach another pocket. Let's see, let me find one here. Here, like this one here. This is pretty short. It's got a little plant on there, but it's short. It's not going to reach any of the other pockets. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to snip it right here, and then I'm going to take that plant and I'm going to put it in a little jar of water, and it's going to develop roots. Okay, so here's that runner. I went ahead and snipped it off of the main plant over there, and I cut it down close to the plant. When I put this in water, I'll use these two runners that are sticking out to kind of help balance it in the water, so that the base of this, and then it's going to develop roots from right in there, and I'll have a whole new strawberry plant. So here's another situation. One more I'm going to show you and then I'll quit. So here's a nice plant. It's established. It's sending out runners. This one here has a start here, but then it was really long, and so I went ahead and tucked the next start into this pocket down here. When that is established, I will cut it off from here. I'll cut this off from here, and I'll be able to root this in water. So I will have 1, 2, 3 plants from that one runner. This is a great way to get your strawberries, you know, expanded. I'm hoping I will fill up most of this planter. I may go buy some. I never did get the video finished, and so I just thought, well, hey, I'm ready to plant, so let's just go ahead and conclude it with that. These are the jars that I used to keep my plants in. These are the jars that I used. Just some little canning jars. All you need is a little bit of water in the bottom so that the bottom of the plant is in that water and the leaves stay up out of it. Sometimes you gotta fiddle with it to get it just right. But let me show you what we have. I take those out. You can see I now have 2 bare root strawberry plants, and they're gonna go right out into the planter with the other strawberries. So let's go do that. All right, so I'm back out in my garden. You could probably tell, I don't know if you can tell, but I've been kind of filling in the little pockets, taking my runners and filling in. I do have an empty one right here. So this strawberry plant is gonna go right in that pocket. I just make sure that it's deep enough that all of those roots are covered. I will come back and I'll water it, and I'll make sure that it stays watered for the next few days, and that strawberry is just gonna take off. And yeah, propagating strawberries, that's all it takes.